Whatungarongaro te tangata a toitu te whenua. As man disappears from sight, the land remains. It's important for Māori that the land is retained throughout generations. That's whakapapa. That the important relationship Māori have with the land is recognised, that's whanaungatanga. And that Māori can act as guardians of the land's natural and physical resources, that's kaitiakitanga. Māori will want these values observed when dealing with the estimated $10.6 billion in primary sector assets that Māori hold. MPI partners with Māori to grow and protect these assets. This helps to further grow the New Zealand economy. MPI has worked with a number of Māori landowners to help them achieve their aspirations on their terms, bringing together smaller land blocks to build economic scale for the benefit of their mokopuna. So, how does this happen? For Whaiatui, and most Māori for that matter, land or whenua is taonga tuku iho, a treasure that has been passed down through generations. Whaiatui remembers stories of a time when her whānau farmed and lived off their land. Over time, whānau has ceased to control the use of their land. Now she wonders what could happen if the land in her area came together. Could this build the assets of the whānau, so they can manage their land themselves, make decisions on its use, and provide for the benefit of her mokopuna? Whaiatui is determined and driven, which is a great start. But what's got her stumped is figuring out all the different pieces of the puzzle. This is where MPI can help, with staff on the ground across the country working with Māori who have asked the exact same question as Whaiatui. From these interactions, MPI has identified 6 key steps that have resulted in Māori successfully bringing together smaller land blocks and are on hand to help Whaiatui explore her options. Step 1. Establish a project group, 1,000 cups of tea. Firstly, Whaiatui needs to go out and talk to people on the surrounding land blocks. Typically they'll be whānau leaders, trustees of land-owning groups, or key influencers in the groups. Many call this the 1,000 cups of tea stage. She'll need to sit with the group and discuss what opportunities might be available. These considerations will be everything from discussing the current state of the land to how to best govern that land. If Whaiatui needs help getting the right people involved or figuring out the ins and outs of what needs to be considered, she can give MPI a call. When some or all of the group are ready, they can move forward. Step 2. Strategic planning. Back around the table, next step for Whaiatui and the whānau leaders group is to develop a plan. This fleshes out the aspirations and objectives of the group and all parties they represent. Development of the plan would identify what the group wants to achieve. Goals like developing the land and establishing a good business, creating education and employment opportunities for whānau, controlling the development of their land, or simply wanting to leave something behind for the next generation. While MPI can help with strategic planning and bringing this process together, figuring out their aspirations is what Whaiatui and the whānau leaders group need to flesh out on their own. Step 3. Feasibility Study. Once the plan reflects the group's aspirations for their land, it's time to put the land to the test. A feasibility study will determine the best use of the land and provide enough information for the group to discuss the next best steps forward. It also helps to make the proposed options more real if the group visits the land and gets to visualise in person what is being discussed. MPI knows some great farm consultants who can help kick off this feasibility study. And MPI can also put Whaiatui in touch with Māori who have taken the same journey and are more than happy to share their knowledge. It's worth a mention that after all this advice and consideration, Whaiatui and the group may decide not to go ahead. Step 4. Get owners on board. If Whaiatui and the group want to continue with one or more of the options, the next step is to explain the opportunity to the wider group, and it's likely you'll be drinking more tea. It can be challenging to get others to understand the benefits of building economic scale and still be comfortable with the risks that are involved. This is where MPI can help Whaiatui to explain the benefits and risks and bring into the loop Māori who've taken the same journey to share their experiences. Step 5. Governance structure setup. So Whaiatui's got everyone to agree to move forward with an option for their land. Great! Believe it or not, that's a lot of the hard work done and dusted. The next step is to put the right people into the right positions to make sure this venture runs as smoothly and successfully as possible. Here is a great opportunity to position whānau alongside the knowledge holders in key positions so they can learn the tricks of the trade as the venture progresses. What's most important here is adopting a governance structure that ensures all parties retain ownership to the whenua that is important to them. This is where MPI can put Whaiatui in touch with experts who can make sure this happens. Step 6. Operational setup. Once Whaiatui has her ducks in a row, the rest will fall out of the planning. Whatever option the group has decided to go with will now require setup and infrastructure. Whether it be in manuka plantations, or sheep and beef farming, wheat and barley cropping, timber harvesting, or dairy farming. MPI has networks right across the primary industries who will be able to help Whaiatui every step of the way. So there it is, 6 key steps that MPI can help you with to bring smaller land blocks together and build economic scale for the benefit of your mokopuna. Establish a project group. Strategic planning. Completing a feasibility study. Getting owners on board. Setting up a governance structure and setting up operations. If you want to explore what options might be possible for your whenua on your terms, don't hesitate to get in touch.